This is how to get out of bed. My name is Keyshawn. This is for anyone stuck in bed or struggling with weight loss and limited mobility. I'm here to help you up and share insights that will change the way you think, eat, and move. Weight loss is 80% what you eat, 20% what you do, but your success depends on how you think. Each episode focuses on one thing to eat, do, or think to help you build strength, reclaim your mobility, and get back to enjoying some of what life has to offer. This is how to get out of bed. This is how to get out of bed. Welcome back. This is episode 4. Didn't mean to break a sweat before recording this, but wanted to get you guys out the house for a second. Episode 4 is about GLP-1 drugs like Ozempic. Let's get to it. Every time I see someone who I know has struggled with weight loss, when I realize they've had a major breakthrough, I'll ask them, what did you do? And they say, I changed my diet and start working out. And I'm like, really? Is that it? I always have to go back in for that second confirmation. And then that's when they admit that they tried or are on a GLP-1 drug like Ozempic. Ozempic is a GLP-1 receptor agonist. In plain English, it copies a hormone your body naturally makes called GLP-1, only it lasts longer and works harder. It's like GLP-1 on superhero mode. That's why people on Ozempic feel full faster, they stay full longer, and their blood sugar is stable throughout the day. Overall, they eat less because digestion slows down, so food stays in the belly longer. Food then is passed from the stomach to the large intestines, where all of the fluid and water is extracted from it, and any fibers that the small intestines won't be able to break down get digested at that point, and everything is moved along to the small intestines. Now, the small intestines is where the magic really happens. There's a sensor in the small intestines called an L cell. They detect when there's nutrients coming down the pipeline. There's sugar or glucose included. It signals to the pancreas, hey, start producing insulin. People on GLP-1 drugs have strong signals being sent to the hypothalamus in your brain, indicating that, hey, I'm satisfied, I am lost. It's the same GLP-1 that the body produces, only it's enhanced. It's stronger and it lasts a little longer. It causes an early production of insulin, so that by the time glucose begins to enter the bloodstream, the response is already there. For folks on GLP-1 drugs like Ozempic, they get that first hit of GLP-1 sooner, before there's a massive dump of glucose into the bloodstream. So it's a much more effective, much more efficient response, where the body handles it smoother. It had a longer runway to deal with it. There wasn't a sudden spike. There was a preemptive early primer to deal with sugar prior to it even hitting the bloodstream. And then once it hit the bloodstream, help was already there. So once again, it's all about sugar, dealing with sugar. Early detection, prompt response, signaling to the hypothalamus that the stomach is in fact full, quelling the sugar spike before it happens so that there's not a dump of insulin into the bloodstream, keeping you in fat burner mode as opposed to fat storage mode. It also shuts down the release of glucose from the liver. It shuts that down completely. You have a drug that's working for you at the gut level. It's working for you at the blood level with lower sugar in your blood. It's working for you at the brain level. You're just eating less. Okay? It works. GLP-1 drugs like Ozempic, they help you lose weight by lowering your appetite, stabilizing glucose levels in the bloodstream, signaling to the brain that the belly is full, enhanced by the effect of slowing digestive so food stays in the stomach longer. Most important, releasing a stronger, more effective, longer lasting GLP-1 agonist hormone. Initially, I had suspicions about some of the side effects, but looking into it, couldn't find anything dangerous. I couldn't find any cases of liver damage as a result of this synthetic hormone passing through the liver. I couldn't find any research that pointed to brain damage or pancreatic damage. GLP-1 drugs are relatively new, and while many have received FDA approval, long-term research is still developing. So far, evidence points to them being generally safe and well tolerated, but they're not the only option for managing blood sugar, appetite, and weight. Here are some non-drug alternatives: the low glycemic insulin sanitizing diet, exercise, especially resistance training and HIIT, intermittent fasting, cognitive behavioral therapy for emotional eating, gastric bypass surgery. You lost me at surgery though. If lifestyle changes aren't enough on their own, that's where GLP-1 medications come in. This is a list of GLPs that are taken once weekly via injection: Ozempic, Wegovy, Trulicity, Mounjaro. Consult with your doctor to see what works best for you. This could be a good idea to get your weight down some. Remember this: for every pound you lose, that's roughly 4 pounds of pressure off your joints, particularly in your knees. I hope you enjoyed today's episode. Until next time. This is how to get out of bed. This is how to get out of bed.